Well, hello friends, welcome back to the channel. It's Angela, the Traveling Crafter, once again on location, and I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm going to. So I have a very small desk. I think it's probably 36 inches long. I know the layout is not perfect, but story. I was doing some spring cleaning, and I won't put it up here, but I have projects in like 14 by 14 clear containers. You've seen them. And one of them was full of 3 projects, which was a lap book. Now, this is when I started. It's certainly not finished. It's got a lot of issues, but I wanted to show you what we're kind of aspiring to just for today. And I know it's going to be hard to see, but this is one I just did as a prototype template. And in this one, I used one magazine. It was a gardening magazine. And I cut it in, it was a big one. And I cut it in half. And so the top was this side and the bottom was this side. And then I just started covering it with different pieces of fabric and paper. It's nothing, it's very rudimentary, but I was just practicing and seeing. This was years ago, a long time ago. In fact, I don't even know if I've done a video on how to do a lap book. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. But I thought, you know, everything is in here. Why not show my friends, especially if you are new to the junk journaling world. This is going to drive me crazy right there. How to lay out a lap book. So this will be what we're aspiring to, and then of course decorating it and making it beautiful, which this one is not. And then this second one that I must have done is in its first stages. It's been covered with muslin. I use Fabri-Tac. Now, I don't know what's going to happen because I have crappy glue. It's French for crappy. Crappy glue. And so I did pop in my travel glue gun just in case, because I don't know how far we will get. But this is one that I had done with 2 little golden books and made it into a lap book as it was. So the base is there. It needs to be covered, you know, the whole thing. But we've got this flap here. We can put a signature if we want here. Obviously, we can put signatures here. We could put a signature here. And then it folds in. And then it folds this way. And this is a big spine. Gosh, I don't even know. 3.25 inches. So it's a biggie. But this one's ready for me to do something with. And have I done anything with it? No. So why not make another one so that I have yet another one to do? But I wanted to show you, and that is what we are aspiring to today. Now, clearly, I had already done templates for that one, which I better put back in there with it, because I will forget. And I'm just going to show you what you need and how to lay things out. So, to do so, you are going to need 2 books of your choice. I have chosen 2 little golden books. Apparently I did, because I've had these for a long time. And we're going to turn them into this lap book. So you're going to need 2 of these. You're going to need your scissors, your glue, your normal suspects. And I have some muslin for this process. And you're also going to need some chipboard or cardboard. I was desperate. I had this one already made, so this will be the middle of our spine. But I also wanted to reinforce these 2 spines. So Barbie and Richard. There you go, Richard. Just to make it a little more stiff, and I'll show you why in a second. So this is just packaging I had in the garbage from my thrifting that I was like, well, that'll have to do because that's all I got. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your 1 book. And I say book because you can use anything you want. I used the magazine on the first one I did because I had no idea what I was doing, apparently. And you're just going to lay it out like this. You're going to take your second book and you're going to turn it so that the spine is to the outside. So you've got the spine to the outside here and the spine to the outside here. Doesn't matter. If they're backwards, upside down, whatever. Now, I'm going to start, let's see, is this heating up? Yes, it is. Okay. I am going to start by reinforcing this. Now, it looks as though I had already put some of my med tape on there to reinforce this. I think one of these had maybe it had a rip in it or something. So I just covered that just for a little stability. But what we want to have happen is that this fold and this fold will become this spine. Does that make sense? I know there's a shadow here. Maybe I can turn this down. That's a little bit better. Not for me, but for you. So I can put a signature in there, but I don't want this, where it was originally on there, to move a lot. So we're going to go ahead. I don't know about this, but we're going to go ahead and use the glue gun. Hopefully by the time that I get this all together. Are you Richard? Yes, Richard. It will be okay. Okay, let's see. We're just going to put this down. Oh, I don't know about this glue gun. It's a little bit narrow, and it's probably a little bit thick because I use the glue gun. But you know what? For this example, we're going to be okay with it, right? Yes, Angela, we are. All right, so now we have our first one. Now it's more of a spine. It's reinforced. I probably need to trim that a bit. All things you can do off camera, but I just wanted to show you the process. I think sometimes that people get really, excuse me. Yeah, I don't know about this business. Overwhelmed by the fact, I gotta move you, honey. You gotta go out of the way. By the thought of a lapbook, because it looks pretty complicated, but it really isn't. Okay, please stay there, okay? Okay. You know what we'll do? Nothing like making it even more thick, but we're gonna do it. Now, if I were at home, I would do things entirely different, but I'm not. So we're just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna put that over. It doesn't really matter. It's going to be all covered. All covered. So this is just your preparation time. My hands, I put lotion on. My hands are a little bit greasy. Oh, poo. Oh, well, doesn't matter. This is a demonstration. It's fine. All right, at least that's a little bit better. All right, put that aside over here. Now we're going to do the same thing with Barbie. Now, she had a bigger spine than Richard did. So I had to make it a little bit wider. I'm trying to use the tip of this to kind of spread that glue out so it's not so thick. But I know this crappy glue choice that I have is not going to cut it. So you work with what you got. All in the name of creativity. Like, again, I said, I can't believe I'm doing this on the road because my space is pretty limited. You don't mind, do you? So I hope you guys are all doing well. You're having a good week. Shoot, I put my sheet of paper away. This won't come out until probably the end of April for you who are watching it in real time. And for the rest of you who are watching it way later, you probably really don't care. But if you have been watching for a while, you know that I live in Iowa. You know that our weather is just full of surprises. So yesterday we had tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings here. I am in a town called Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and at home too. So that was interesting. I did one video and then started to do the next one, and the sirens went off. So I was like, well, I guess we're going to call that quits for a while. But it's all okay. We're all safe. Okay, now we have those two. Now what we need to do, pretty easy so far, right? Yeah, come on. Work with me here. Okay, now I'm going to try to spread this all out. I honestly don't even know what these, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not real sure what those templates that I have are. My light is one of those that you touch and it goes on. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to sit this in the middle. And we're going to give it a little space, just kind of like that ditch in these two are. And we're going to try our very best to put this together without moving anything. And I will probably do a couple of iterations of this because it will move. Okay, so I'm going to just gently pull that up. I'm just making sure I'm on camera. It's very, you know what? What happens if I do this? I don't know. Does that help? Open the window. Put a little light on the subject. All right. And then we're going to do this again to give it more stability. Now, remember, we are going to be covering this with fabric. Whoa, I just bumped you. We're going to be covering this with fabric. We're going to be putting muslin on it. We're going to be putting papers in it. So you don't have to go crazy on this step. You just need to make sure it's secure. And kind of straightish. But we're talking me here, so it's probably not going to be. All right, I'm going to put that down so I can move this over a little bit. And I'm going to do the same thing, making sure that they're even, top and bottom. I'm going to try not to bump this one with my arm, because that's when things start to go bad. Is it raining again? It's super windy out. And just to make my life easier, I'm going to do this. Good goodness. I clearly have not had enough coffee this morning. Like I said, I can't believe I'm doing this. But you know, I wanted to do something. Yesterday, I knew it was going to be not nice out later in the day. So I needed to get items for the live sale because I didn't bring anything with me. So I did my thrifting in the morning and was very successful. And came home and kind of organized and started making my list because I do have my computer. I guess I could have done it, but I can't print it out. So I just hand wrote everything so I can do my lots, if you will. Okay, so now we have our base. Look how wide this is. So my desk is I think 36 inches wide. Let's see. Oops. So this is 30 inches. My desk might be a little bit more than 36 inches. Okay. So it's all put together just like we would want it. So when we're all finished, it's going to come together like this, and it's going to come together like this, and it's going to look like this on the inside. Now, I didn't worry that my spines of my original little golden books were a little different. It's okay. We can do a lot of really cool things. One of the first ones that I did, and I kept it, was a birthday book or a guest book, or, you know, for kids. And it was very interactive, and I really liked how it turned out. So I hope, now I don't know what I'm doing. So I hope that you enjoy this. So why I'm saying that is because I'm a little nervous about using my glue gun. All right, hang on a second. Do I have another alternative? I have all these papers here that I must have cut. Are they the same? Maybe I should just, instead of doing, yeah. Okay, maybe that's why I did these. Okay, so that's the inside. I can always do new templates if I want. So I have, do I have enough here? Well, I can make it enough. Okay, let's do that. I think maybe it's a safer play. Here we go, using this Crayola glue. I don't know about this stuff. I think this is, and I'm usually a huge fan of Scotch Create, but I don't know if this one's just old. I got it out of my adhesive bin, and this is like a dauber thing. It's junk. But all I want to really do is just make sure, like, whatever I put on top of it, it is going to be covered. It's more critical on the outside, truthfully, than it is on the inside. And truth be told, you wouldn't have to do this at all. You could just go to town and start covering it. But if you're using the fabric, which I prefer, like I showed you on the last one. Oh my gosh, this is junk. See this little dauber thing? Yeah. I do have to say, I kind of like this layout. I don't have any space to work, but for you guys, I don't know. I don't know, Bob. Let's try this. This stuff comes out. It's tacky glue. Aleene's tacky glue. Do not like it. So note to self, when I get back, I need to reload my glue and put in some bigger bottles and some good stuff. Come on, see what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, this is a debacle. So essentially all I'm gonna do, okay, that thing keeps going off. I'll turn it off here. There we go. Come on, go off, there we go. Every time I bump it. I mean, those hands-free are kind of nice, but I'm trying to be very careful not to get this on the desk. And this is wet, so that's good. All right, let's see, we want to make sure it's butted up to there. Wow, I did a great job, Ange, of cutting that. Not. I'm gonna have to cut this with my knife after we're off camera. I have a tiny little cutting mat. See, we got a whole lot left on there. All right. So what I think I will do is do this stage, and then I need to look through. I've got a bunch of stuff here, and perhaps I'm just going to take a sliver off of this. This is a crappy, everything is crappy today. See what I got to cover this. See how we did. That's better. And then maybe come back and do step 2. I don't know. I don't think I have a fabric for the top. Maybe I do. But one thing I do know for sure is no matter what I put on there, come on. You know what? What do you guys think? Am I really taking a risk here if I use just my glue stick? No, it seems like it might not adhere, and I don't have this, I can't sew through this. Well, if nothing else, it will just be my template, and it will go in my template tote, and we'll chalk this up as fun and games. There we go. Well, that worked a little bit better. All right, let's check this one. So now we can close this. See where I'm going to have to cut that? That's going to be fun. All right. Next one. Do you need the same? No, you're fine. Okay, well, this seems to be working okay. And a smidge quicker. So there's a big Czech and Bohemian Museum in Cedar Rapids, and it's very close to our Airbnb this time, and a Czech community that has an adorable downtown. I gotta look this up too, because I got a story to tell about that. And so last night, Dave brought home, we had went by this local little joint, and they said they had Euros, and it was a very interesting little spot. He said that he went in, and it looked like, kind of like a convenience store. And he said you couldn't see a kitchen. There was no place to sit. It was just takeout. And the food was really good. But he goes, wow, what an interesting place. And he goes, that's just, half the fun of us being on the road and experiencing it. But anyway, we had seen it when I took him to work. And then, I didn't see if this one needed to be cut down. Darn it. And he said, how about we get that for dinner and not cook? And I said, that's fine. I'm not going to complain. And so we did that, and then it was a little bit spicy, and I'm like, well, now I want something sweet. But my idea of sweet is like, okay, I'll have an apple, which we had. He's like, there's an ice cream place in the Czech Village called Sweeties. So we went to Sweeties, and I got a cherry malt. But the way that they were supposed to be made, so now here's that side, was, if you know what kolache is, you could either get it a kolache with the cherry ice cream, or you could get the kolache mixed into your malt. Well, that did not sound appealing to me. So I said, can I just have my kolache on the side? Of course, that's not surprising. If you know me, I'm always like, okay, I need this many condiments. This one needs to be cut down. And it's always a special order. Anyway, and Dave got something called a hot mess, and it was like a hot chocolate chip cookie, and it had caramel on it, and I think just hand-packed vanilla ice cream. The shop was adorable, and the ice cream was delicious. Of course, I took one bite of the kolache, and I shared it with Dave, and I didn't eat any more of it. And I took about 4 sips of the cherry malt, and I put the rest in the freezer. And I did take the what do you call it? What do you call that? Whipped cream, whatever. Off the top, and I put it in the lid for Ruby. So she got a little pup cup, because we took her with us. So there you go. Everybody won. But it's super cute. But I don't know how to pronounce this. I haven't even looked it up. But I did scan the QR code, and we were standing there, and there was like this brochure, and I think it was spelled Houby. I don't know if that's Hobie or Howby. I don't know. I'll have to look it up and find out. Which I believe is a type of mushroom, perhaps, and I don't know anything about anything. Maybe it's something, those of you who are Czech or Bohemian can maybe tell me if there's a significance with that and those, they're mushrooms. And they have a whole celebration, a festival. I'm going to have to come back here for that. That's all there is to it. I'm telling you right now. Imagine my delight. So, when I learn more about that, I will let you know. And I'll share with you this, which I will have already shared on my live sale, so if you want to watch the replay. But I'll do a little show and tell, too. So, one side of it was the candy shop and all of the goodies. And the other side, oh, I did it again. I didn't measure. Was, yeah, that needs to come off. I'm doing it. The other side was like penny candy and old-fashioned candy we would have had when we were growing up, right? Well, lo and behold, well, I did buy a black cherry soda, which the last time we went on a trip, I bought sodas, cream soda and black cherry soda, because it reminds me of Shasta Pop for whatever reason. And I think they're still in the basement in the fridge. And cherry limeade I bought the last time. So I bought 2 things of pop soda, if you will, depending on where you're from. Okay, Angela, measure this before you. I'm going to trim just a little bit off here. And then what else did I buy? Oh, I bought some postcards. I'll show you those in a second. And then I bought the creme de la creme. And if you know, you know. Those of you from the 80s are going to be like, oh. No, they weren't cheap, but, and I'm sure I probably could have found them online, but why not support local? Because that's what we should do. So I did. And hang on and I'll show you. Let me get this last one on here. So now everything is covered. Now, I could have gessoed this. I don't have gesso here. So we're just going with what we got, girls and boys. Okay. Everything is now covered. And I probably need to do some work on this. I know. But this is what it will look like. And I need to wrap. Like now I need to tape around that because we use paper. All right. So here are the postcards I got. I thought I needed one for the trip for the ice cream. There's a replica of a Cedar Rapids postcard, vintage, and Cedar Rapids, which is funny because my grandma used to tell the story about taking my dad on the train. And when they got there, the conductor, you know, yelled where they were. And he said, Cedar Rapids, I don't see the rabbits. Anyway, look at this, you guys. Lip smackers. Now, this isn't quite the same, but who else remembers these? Now, look at what my husband did. I said, try this. And he stuck his finger right in it. I'm like, that's not how you do it. Yep. And it tastes just... listen to me, I say taste. It smells and tastes just like the original. The original. In their little tins. I was so excited. Yep, that's my story. Okay, so now I need to do some work, stick some more tape around this, shore up some of these little pieces. But when we come back next time, we're going to make I'm going to make some decisions off camera and see what I want to show you. But I did want to tell you that this is as easy as it gets. It's not difficult. You're just taking your 2 books, flipping them like this, make your spine whatever size you want, reinforce these, voila. Now, the other thing you could do is you could have cut these out and then added something new, you know, a new spine. But why do that when you got what you got? All right. Well, I hope you like that. I sure had fun doing it, and I'm going to have some interesting times ahead trying to figure out how to use the resources that I have in front of me on the road to create this journal. I won't be able to do the signatures. I don't think I have that kind of stuff, but I hope that you enjoyed this. Know that I appreciate each and every one of you very, very much. I really value all of your comments, all of your subscriptions. For those of you who are new, welcome. I hope you have a great day. I will be back in a few days to my studio and we can do some more fun projects. But until then, remember to take time to just be, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.